no place like home. There's no place.
Home. Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you.
Well, hi there, and good afternoon to you. This is Home Wizards. I'm Cindy Dole with my partner, Eric Stromer. Say hi, Eric.
Hey, guys.
Well, Eric is joining us actually via the phone. He is in the bayou doing a TV show. We'll regroup and catch him in just a second. But I have a lot to tell you guys because this week has been an exciting and explosive week in Las Vegas, right? This is the place where they seize the latest and the greatest techno gadgets. It's known as the Consumer Electronics Show. And I got to tell you, there were about, 35 football fields of stuff to look at. And it's all about the things to really make your life and your home more convenient, seamless, and definitely more technology savvy, from TVs and computers and laptops and cameras and ultrabooks, and the list goes on, and ways to make your home smarter. So I thought we would spend the next 2 hours talking about this because really the theme is how to be thinner in terms of technology, stronger, greener, and more connectivity, and certainly more interactive. So in the next couple moments, we're going to be hearing from several folks that we talked to in Vegas, starting with Jim Barry with the Consumer Electronics Show about what we can expect to see in stores based on the show this past week. A lot more improvements on the things that we have, longer battery life, our phones and mobile gadgets. So let's start off and listen to what Jim Barry is predicting for the new year.
Going way back, this is the show where the VCR was introduced, where the CD, the DVD, high-definition television, lots of the products that have really changed the way we live. Now we're seeing the integration of all these products on display here at the show, as well as lifestyle exhibits where we see Silver Summit, for instance, for how folks of a certain age are using all this technology, kids at play, education, health and fitness, how all of these devices using digital technology, that's computer code, ones and zeros, have kind of filtered their way into just about everybody's life.
Boy, well, you must have so much fun surrounded by all these toys. And how long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been writing about this stuff. My first Consumer Electronics Show was in 1979, so I've been writing about it since then. So we've seen some real changes. Back then, this show was pretty much about stereo and televisions, but this transition to digital technology over the last 15 years or so, as it's worked its way into our phones, which are now smartphones, into our home theaters using Blu-ray high-definition digital video discs, or HD TVs, digital TVs, and now streaming video, the convergence of the internet and television. That's what we're seeing here really played out at this year's show, much more of this convergence of internet and TV. Now, we've been able to do that for a couple of years. You can buy an Apple TV or a Vudu or a Blu-ray player with Netflix streaming built in. Now we're seeing more of that built into the set itself. So as we see more of that built into the TV, TVs are connected. They call them connected TVs or smart TVs, or as we call them in Boston, smart TVs. So we have those, and then we also
wicked smart
TVs, and we have now new technologies where they're getting even thinner. That's one of the big things we'll see at this show, a technology called OLED, organic light emitting diode, different from the LCD, liquid crystal display, which most of the current flat panel TVs are, or plasma displays, also 42-inch and larger, those great flat panels. These are even thinner. Some of them only an inch thick for a 55-inch TV. Brighter picture, and even better, they're much more energy efficient so that you can save money. In fact, you know, if you have a good old picture tube set, you're probably better off buying one of these new flat panels, not necessarily an OLED, but an LCD. You're going to save a lot of money. The typical flat panel TV these days uses the same amount of electricity as a couple of light bulbs over the course of the year. That's much better than when we had those big old picture tube sets. So this is also, I mentioned it's the biggest show in North America. trade show. It's also the greenest show. They're very environmentally conscious in the consumer electronics industry now because we'll buy $190 billion worth of this stuff this year. So what do you do with the old stuff?
I know. You're so sad. It goes out to
one
TV
of the big
heaven.
questions. Yeah. Well, you can now recycle them. There's a great new website, greenergadgets.org. You can go to, plug in your zip code. It'll tell you where there's a recycling center near you, that type of stuff. So two parts of the green equation that the industry is addressing, and there's a lot of conferences here at the show that address that as well. One is energy efficiency, and the other is recycling, what you do with the old stuff. And a lot of progress has been made there. This is, as I said, the greenest show. As a matter of fact, the name tag that you're wearing, the badge holder, was made out of signs recycled from last year's show.
Isn't that nice?
So they're doing all of that kind of stuff. So it's getting greener as well. But back to a couple of the trends. Thinner. I mentioned the OLED, the thinner TVs, thinner laptop computers, the new ones they're calling Ultrabooks, which are kind of like a tablet. We're seeing thinner tablets, too. The success of the iPad has brought lots and lots of new tablet computers. So they're getting thinner. Even laptops now, these Ultrabooks. So if you want a keyboard, you can get one that's a half-inch thick, that has the true keyboard, also boots up quickly, more like a tablet than like a laptop. And they are also, they'll save the battery. They're more energy efficient.
Now, walking over here, I saw last night there was a huge line to preview the top, I don't know, 25 or 30 products, which I hope to get to still see.
Right.
But I saw in one of the articles it was an Android tablet that was submerged in water.
I know. Isn't that cool? That's one of the things that I know a couple of people in my family could use one of those. No, it's a case for, there's two different types. There's a technology that's going to be able to make smartphones and tablets that will be waterproof, and then also cases that you can buy to waterproof them. Those of us who like to use our tablet at the beach, for instance, or by the pool.
We're accident prone.
Or, that's another interesting point, though. One of the things that we see at this show are improvements or enhancements for products that have been around for some period of time, whether it's waterproofing, whether it's connecting them to different things, or making these products more energy efficient, or increasingly connecting them, networking them. There's actually a big part of the show that was a separate show, CE Pro, which is really electronic house. It's about connecting all of these different products that we have in the house. So that's part of this show now, too.
Is that the next gen house that's on display?
That's part of it, yeah, the next
Talk
generation
about that,
house.
this is a home improvement show. So we're all about having a smarter, better home.
Back long ago when, speaking for myself, those of us of a certain age, remember they used to talk about the all-electric home and all the rest of this. Well, really, homes now, the typical American household has 24 consumer electronics products. Just about all of those are digital now. More of them have wireless connections built in so that you can network those. And we kind of think about, well, I'd like to listen to my music in all the rooms. That's one thing you can do. I'd like to be able to watch the movie I've downloaded or I'm watching on my cable on my big screen, but it's late and I'm going to bed, or the ball game. I want to watch it on the other. I want to seamlessly send it to the other TV, those kinds of things, or a movie that you've recorded. You want to do that. But even more, connect your entertainment, music and movies, your information, stuff coming in over the Internet, and your home controls, whether it's the heat, the lights,
security,
the electricity, the security, and control that from a tablet, from your iPad or other tablet, from your smartphone, either in the house or anywhere you happen to be.
Or
so,
like you've forgotten to lock the house.
Did I lock the house? We have electronic locks now, so you can do that, so you don't need a key.
Boy, does that ever speak to us? Jim Barry there with the Consumer Electronics Show. Eric Stromer, can you hear me now? Are you there?
Yeah, I sure can. And I'll tell you, the thing that made me excited and encouraged about hearing that was the waterproof pad, because I've dropped two of those devices in the toilet before and completely ruined them. And I know you dropped yours and the glass shattered, so boy, we could sure use some help in that department.
Now, just explain to everybody, we'll talk more about later in the show, that speaking of water, you are right there by the bayou doing a TV show.
Yeah, I'm shooting a new TV series for A&E down here now, and we're remodeling houses. And to that point, I don't know how much thinner these TVs can go, because I just mounted one on a wall that's about 50 inches large, very thin, and when you put one of those brackets up to move it around, it feels like you're going to crease the thing in half like a piece of cardboard.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're strong enough in terms of the new thin design to withstand moving them in and out of a wall and rotating them on one of those brackets for a television. You know what I mean?
Well, you'll see. I mean, boy, wait till we get to that and a lot more, from the TVs to the Ultrabooks and phones, and this one TV, besides just being thin, we're going to talk about later on, it can see you, and you can make hand gestures and wave to it, and just like you would on an iPhone, change the page, if you will, the screen page of the possible channels and movies and games and options. So just a lot of really cool things to talk about. And yes, I did wear my comfortable flat shoes in spite of my instincts to wear heels. It was 35 football fields, but 150,000 people. Really crowded.
That's such an exciting event, too, because you really do see the future as it relates to technology.
You do.
It'll influence us all for the next couple of years, won't it?
And it does, and it will. And what we had were mainly a lot of the retailers who were kind of doing some preliminary shopping to figure out what they wanted then to put on their shelves and have us buy, you know. So we're going to get more of a preview coming up in the next segment. Wait till you hear about this light bulb, Eric. It basically lasts so many years, and it feels heavy, but yet it has a color to it to make it not have that kind of an ugly, you know, hue that we're...
That fluorescent look,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I don't like that. Wow, that's amazing. And how long can it last?
Well, it's, at least 20 years, I think. So we're going to get to that, and also how you can have an iPad on the wall of your homes to talk to your lights and your blinds and your TV, all that and more. Home Wizards, Eric Stromer in the Bayou, Cindy Dole here in studio, here to improve your home and improve your life. More from the Consumer Electronics Show to make your home techno-savvy on KFWB News Talk 980. Welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards, where we love to help improve your home and improve your life. I'm Cindy Dole with Eric Stromer. And Eric is joining us from Plaquemines Parish, which is a little nook and cranny in New Orleans. How are things in New Orleans for you, Eric?
You know, sunny today. We've had a lot of rain, but I actually wrestled an alligator so far, and it's kind of crazy to see those things just floating around you, you know? You
didn't really?
I really did. I mean, they really swim around where you are, and it's kind of like, you know, we have rats in Los Angeles or other pests. Here they've got large things that could eat you.
Jeez. Well, I hope that they taped the mouth shut of the alligator or something.
Well, I did. I taped it shut, and then I just carried it around like a fine Gucci handbag.
Oh. Hope you can make it through customs and security coming back. All right, well... So, speaking of fancy and expensive things, the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas, I mean, so much to see, and we wanted to share it with you here on the show. I mean, 35 football fields of stuff. So let's get to that light bulb. Imagine a light bulb, if you will, that could last in your home for, maybe 15 to 20 years.
Here at CES, the Next Gen Home is representing the many kinds of innovative things that homeowners can do to make their home more energy efficient and save money. From very simple things like light bulbs to more moderate investments like new water heater and so forth. So we're trying to show the whole full range that any homeowner can,
That's doable.
That's doable.
Whether it's on a small budget or bigger budget.
Exactly. You go to your local hardware store and start making your home more energy efficient.
So let's talk about this really neat looking light bulb. It looks like it's a toy. It's very rubbery texture on the outside, and it's made by Philips, and you say that the Department of Energy granted an award for this?
Yes, this light bulb, it's a very interesting, this is a prototype. They're going on the market in the middle of February, and this light bulb is going to change the way we look at lighting. It's an extremely energy efficient light bulb. Philips actually won a $10 million prize for taking 3 years to design a light bulb to the criteria of the Department of Energy.
I want to hold it for a second. Oh, it's heavy.
It's
really heavy.
Yes. In this light bulb, you don't want to drop it because it will actually last 25,000 hours.
How much does it cost?
The pricing is still being set, but it will really be competitive when you think about the longevity of this light. And not only the longevity, you don't think about it for 25,000 hours, which is 15 years probably of use.
Jeez.
You're saving 90% more energy.
It lasts longer than some marriages.
It does, yeah, it really does. Well, in the United States, this is kind of interesting. Half of the light bulbs in the United States bought every year, of 425 million, are 60 watt. So 60 watt bulbs represent 50% of the market. And these are 90% efficient. You know, you could light 17 million homes for free if everybody used.
And what's in there?
bulb.
What makes it so spectacular?
Well, you know, that's above my pay grade.
Sauce.
Yeah, it's a special sauce. And I'm sure Phillips could answer that question for you.
But it's not just an LED. It's more than that.
Much more, and it's dimmable.
Wow.
And a lot of the LEDs out there, you can't. And also, even compared to compact fluorescent lights, this is much more energy efficient. And again, it's going to be widely available.
How heavy it is.
Yeah.
You feel how heavy that is. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Oh. Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's going to.
And it's so funky looking.
It's a game changer.
And the color, are there different colors on the outside to change the tone? Because everyone's worried about how, you know, it may be energy efficient, but God, it looks ugly inside.
No, exactly. You hit it on the head, because when you look at some of the efficient lighting that you see, you don't. It's not comfortable lighting.
Yeah, like corporate cafeteria.
No, exactly.
Depressing.
It's just not there. But when I know for your listeners, when you go in the house to see the actual light in operation, you'll see how warm it is.
Good.
And again, it's only 10 watts.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, Erica, you sold on that light bulb?
Yeah, because Cindy, I changed the light bulbs in my kitchen, you know, because we've got a really I love a bright kitchen workspace, and I change them at least 3 or 4 times a year, if not more, and it just really is frustrating because there's probably a run of 15 lights altogether in the kitchen, and I'm constantly up on a stool changing out light bulbs. This would really speak to me, and I would pay much more money to have them.
So he wouldn't say how much it is. I guess, I mean, a lot of these guys at the Consumer Electronics Show would just say, well, it will be competitive because it's just that new. But what stood out for me is the fact that it's dimmable too. You know, on top of all these other.
And that's the thing I don't like about the old version of the green light bulbs. They're not dimmable, and then you still have that terrible fluorescent look. This sounds like the answer to my prayers.
All right. Well, now we both have iPhones. Picture this, a house that is this smart home that we've heard about smart homes, but now they're integrating the iPad into the wall of your home to basically talk to everything in your house.
What the iPad and the wall can do from Savant offers docks for the iPad, and these docks essentially are the nesting spot for your iPad, whether it's in-wall or a desktop, and you have access to all the technologies in the connected home. So from your lighting to your shades to your audio-video systems, you have one-touch access to manage and control these various devices. Whether you want to play a certain song in your bedroom or your kids want to watch a certain movie in their bedroom. So
here's the volume control.
Yes, you have from volume control.
Whoa.
As you can hear the volume. And we could quickly tap into the lighting control system and pick a room, and now we have finite control of all the lights in this particular room. If you want to turn them off, you see the lights turn off above the television. If you want to turn on again.
Can you put on a timer too?
You can. You can put specific settings, whether it's at night, you can have all the lights turn off at a specific time, at night, every night, or based on, the winter time or summertime, based on the summer solstice and things like that. You also have control of the shades here. So in the living room, you want to put the shades up.
There they
shades
go.
Will one-touch access to quick shade control.
Nice.
So really, the options are endless with what can be connected. Then you can also tap into your energy monitoring and management. So we're looking at, in this 3-bedroom home, all the net power being used. Also at a historical level, too. So we're looking at what we did yesterday and what we did today. And this meter here on the left, you can see if you did have solar panels, this will tell you how much you've gained based on what you've used. So you can actually see if there is a gain from using solar panels.
And you were saying that something like this would cost around $5,000 to $10,000, depending, for maybe a 3-bedroom home.
Right.
And would we need to already have the iPad?
If you already own an iPad, an iPhone, or an iPod Touch, you can see my iPhone here. I'm quickly going to tap right into.
Because I have an iPhone.
This app. You can see Savant's app. Now I'm right into the home here, right?
Oh.
Shades.
Oh, there go the shades. So
there we go.
There we go.
So we give the user a lot of different means based on the iOS devices being offered for full control.
And there's a remote control over here. Let's walk over
is.
here. That's very cool, too. Someone's holding it over here, but that's going to help. You can walk the room.
That is what we're looking at here is the Savant Select, and the first company to embed an iPod Touch into a hard button remote. And that gives you is a comfort and convenience of a hard button traditional remote with a touchscreen. Touchscreen being the iPod Touch with our full home control and automation app. So you have complete access to all the services using the touchscreen on the iPod Touch, and also the comfort of volume control, channel selection, and a traditional hard button remote. So it's a great gadget, and it's helping to bring home automation to a broader audience.
And you were saying this is all wireless in terms of installation.
There's wireless, there's wired, so it's depending on our retrofit solution. We offer wireless control solutions for if you want some hardwired connection, and we offer that as well.
So, Eric, that product is called Savant, and it's, like he said, a home control system that is completely integrated with all the bells and whistles.
And, you know, these devices are becoming such a central part to my life, too. If I were to lose my iPhone, pretty much all my contacts are gone forever. So the one concern I have is what if we do lose one of your iPad or your iPhone, and then you inadvertently lock all your doors and can never get in again.
Oh, no, that won't happen. Well, coming up next, we're going to talk about that TV that is so super thin that's coming out by LG, and then the other TV that basically can see your face and your hands, and so you can interact with it to change the channels and whatever you want for programming. That's next, a special Home Wizards, a review of the Consumer Electronics Show. My buddy Eric Stromer's in the Bayou on a TV shoot. I'm Cindy Dole. We're here in studio, back in a flash on KFWB News Talk 980.